TIFU by not reporting an incident with a 13-year-old. A little bit of backstory. I'm a 20-year-old male and have been playing the piano since 2016. My teacher is my former high school music teacher and she has known me since 2013. I'm not the best piano player, but I'm not that bad and can accompany people with simple pieces. So a few of her students, 4 of them, all 12 or 13-year-old girls, have to perform at a talent show at my former high school next week. But 2 weeks ago their pianist broke their hand. Since I like to perform once in a while and since I'm decent friends with my teacher, she asked me if I wanted to accompany them. I said I'd like to. So every Monday and Thursday after school time, I practice for about 45 minutes with them. I always leave the door open for their comfort. I explicitly asked them if they were more comfortable that way. After each session the girls leave and I clean up and close off the classroom. However, last Thursday one of them offered to help me close off. I said it wasn't necessary but she insisted. So I thought, whatever. Sure. She then started to ask weird questions, without actually helping. First if I liked boys or girls. Then if had a girlfriend and after that what my type is. It was an immediate red flag for me obviously. But I decided to play along in case I misinterpreted her questions. After the third question I calmly told her that these questions were inappropriate because they could imply something. She was a bit surprised by me saying that, and got all defensive that she didn't mean it like that. To which I responded that it was okay and that she should try to prevent that in the future with older people, at least when she's a minor. She said she was sorry and I thought that was the end of it. Boy was I naive. This morning I got a text from my piano teacher that the principal heard worrying things about the pianist for these girls, and he wanted to talk to me. Apparently, that girl told a trust person that I asked her to stay for a while and then tried to sexually assault her. When I was in high school I got a reputation among both students and teachers of a shy, but helpful and hardworking student. When the principal saw me walk in, she was a bit surprised because she didn't expect something like that from me. Whether it's because of this reputation or not, she let me tell my version of the story, and said she'd look into it. I'll hear more about it this evening or tomorrow morning. And even though I didn't do anything, a threat like this should be taken seriously. I should have reported the incident to my teacher. She doesn't believe I did it by the way. But I didn't. How should I handle this? TLDR. My piano teacher asked me, 20 meters, to accompany 4 and 13-year-old girls on the piano. One of them accused me of sexual assault. Update. I just got off the phone with the principal, and she told me that they believe my version of the story. I asked my teacher and she told me why. The principal and the trust person went over the story. The girl had to tell it twice. Once to the trust person and once to the principal. And there were some minor inconsistencies which raised suspicion. They then asked the other girls about the incident, and 2 of them confirmed that she offered to stay. They decided to believe the latter 2, as the one that backed up the other story is a good friend of hers. So they might have talked to each other. Besides, since there are 2 backing up me, which would be weird if I did ask her to stay, they got suspicious of her version of the story. The girl who accused me also said the door was closed, but apparently there was a camera in the hallway that confirmed it was open. I asked what would happen to the girl, but both the principal and my teacher won't tell me due to privacy reasons. Which is reasonable, I think. I hope they'll talk to her and, as somebody said in the comments, investigate her home situation as it might be reflecting something that happened at home. Anyway, I'm a free man, and my teacher will have to find another pianist. Edit. Most people assume I'm American. I'm not. A lot of things I should do would be wise in the US. But not here due to systematic and cultural differences. All your advice is welcome though. And the reactions are really supportive, which is needed. Thank you. As a school bus driver, I had a middle school kid accuse me of being a pedophile because I told her to keep her legs out of the aisle of the bus. I'm glad there were cameras on that bus. Because before I even got back to the bus yard after finishing the route, I was ordered to come into the boss's office. And there was a police officer there to question me. I demanded to be given a copy of the video recording when it was cleared up. But if there was no camera, I have a feeling it would have ended much worse. Since then, I hardly ever have an interaction with customers that isn't recorded in some way. If you can, sit down and write out everything that happened from the moment you were alone to the moment she left the room, where you stood, what tasks you were doing, etc. A good investigator will walk you through the incident forward and backward. That's where they catch people in lies with false allegations. I'd also be asking for a formal written apology. Because as other posters said, this will haunt you without proof. I am so sorry this has happened to you. You need to go talk to a lawyer ASAP and don't listen to people who say if you tell the truth, you'll be fine. That's hogwash. Good people get stained by lies all the time and even go to jail. Talk to a lawyer so you are prepared to call them if this escalates. I was once put in a situation, family-owned business, where I would be alone with one or more minors. All of their parents knew me and my family, sometimes for years. Nevertheless, I installed cameras in several places so that I could not only monitor their behavior, but protect myself and the company from false allegations. I caught one stealing, basically shoplifting, and rather than reveal how I knew, just told them that I was positive it was them. I wouldn't call the police this time, but I expected better in the future. I hoped the experience of being caught might scare them enough to straighten up. Nope. I was accused and called in for questioning. I brought a lawyer and all recordings for the date in question and all interactions for 2 weeks prior. I was exonerated and let go. They were arrested for stealing, but nothing arose from the false allegations. The thing is, by this age, teens know there is no downside to them for crying wolf. And several other parents came to my family expressing concern for their child being alone with me. This is when we revealed the cameras and always told future hires that everything anyone says or does is recorded. It's been 25 years. The person in question finally came to me and apologized. But I still hear whispers about something that happened that was covered up every once in a while. Those people who bring it up are promptly given the correct story and the fact that nothing untoward happened except a petty theft that was caught on camera. Hopefully your story has an easier ending, because stories like yours seem to follow one around forever. True or not? I worked with a youth ministry for a while. Rule number 1 is never be alone with a student, same sex or opposite sex. It doesn't matter. Your situation is the exact reason why. A good friend of mine's dad killed himself after a student accused him of molesting her. This was back in the late 80s. Not that that matters. He was a teacher at my school and of course the hammer was brought down on him, which spiraled him into depression while he was denying everything. Because of the stigma of being a child molester never leaves you, he decided to end his life and leave behind a wife and 2 kids. The girl later on admitted she lied. The rest doesn't matter because he was gone. I had a somewhat similar situation a few years ago. Please don't listen to the people who are saying you don't need to do anything and that this will be fine. Please definitely don't listen to the people who say to go talk to the police about this. Get a lawyer before you say another word about this to anyone. You need to immediately look at this as a situation where the best case scenario is that you lose a few $1,000s on a lawyer. And the worst case scenario includes a destroyed reputation. And never being able to pass a background check to get a decent job for the rest of your life. It was an absolutely horrific experience for me, and I had 3 witnesses. Good luck, and I'm sorry this happened to you. It's absolutely ridiculous how vulnerable we are to anyone who just comes up with any accusation out of thin air. It's so easy to ruin a life. My situation. https www.reddit.com/r/nursing/comments/8g6do/comment/die9wisu2/ Lawyer up, dude. Do not ever talk with any police, teacher, counselor without your lawyer. Only talk through a lawyer, and don't trust anyone saying they want your best besides your lawyer. Oh, and obviously get a lawyer. Get a lawyer right now. This can be hugely damaging. First things first. Get a lawyer. And don't get a cheap lawyer just starting out. Get one that specifically deals with false allegations and has experience. Second, do not talk to anyone about it without said lawyer present, or without their express authorization to say X, Y, or Z. Third, hope the truth matters and that you don't get screwed. This is exactly why I am never around children. Ever. I don't trust the little bastards. Stay the fuck away from me forever is how I feel. First, if I liked boys or girls. Should have said boys. That's my first thought before even finishing the rest of your story. Get legal advice immediately. This type of stuff will ruin your life. Even if found innocent. People remember the bad even if it's not true. That student might have just ruined your life because she got mad. I hope this means you aren't going to help out anymore. No reason to put yourself in further jeopardy. Welcome to 2021. Lawyer up. I've seen this happen in family situations too many times now, and I'm terrified of it happening to me. You didn't fuck up. I hope she gets into some serious shit for this. This girl is psychotically malicious. If you should ever find yourself in this situation again, launch the camera app or voice recorder on your phone and leave it running. Really, it's truly horrifying and common enough how easy it can be for a man to literally have their life ruined because some little girl didn't get her way.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.